Good morning from Manila. I just arrived. My flight landed about an hour and a half ago. I grabbed a ride straight to my hostel. The guy thankfully was awake, let me in, let me dump my bag, take a shower, and I'm headed out to get some breakfast. I felt kind of bad because I was ringing the doorbell there at 6 o'clock in the morning, but my flight arrived early, so we have made it to the Philippines. This is very exciting. This has been pretty high up on my list for quite some time, so I'm really looking forward to this trip, these next coming weeks, months, whatever may come. Right behind me there, those striped colors where I just had a quick little breakfast. It cost 75 Filipino pesos, which is like $1.25 US. Gonna hit the store here now. I need to get some shampoo and a few items and then make my way back to the hostel. Shampoo has been acquired. It basically costs the same as my breakfast, so like $1.20 or so. I don't know the name of the area that my hostel is at. Technically it is in Manila, but I don't know the part of Manila that it's in. But it's kind of on the outskirts, which is nice, so it's not crazy busy and congested, because there's lots of parts of Manila that are just so jam-packed it would not be fun even walking around. But over here, obviously, there's a decent bit of traffic, but nothing too crazy. Just grabbed a little juice here at the 7-Eleven. It was like 40 pesos. I'm not gonna always say the price of everything, but it's just, I think, interesting to show how cheap stuff is, because if you've never been, you may not realize that. The other thing I saw at 7-Eleven is they have a bunch of steam buns, which I love steam buns, and they're like 30, 40 pesos, and I'm definitely gonna need to eat some of those at some point when I need to snack a quick easy lunch. 7-Eleven and steam buns it is. It's really exciting to be here, but at the same time, kind of got to shake the rust off, you know. The only other big backpacking trip I've been on was my Central America trip last year, and you know, just the whole different lifestyle, the whole staying in hostels, the whole hitchhiking, public buses, street food, yada yada, entirely different cultures, environments. You know, obviously everything about this is very different than Oregon, than the States where I came from. So yeah, it's exciting to be here. Looking forward to see what comes the next few weeks and potentially months, but don't want to get too far ahead of myself yet. I'm just on day one right now. This right here is my home for the next couple nights, the Limelight Hostel here in Manila. Good morning from the Limelight Hostel in Manila. This is my dorm room right back there. Bathrooms, lockers over there. It's about 6:45 this morning. Just waking up, getting going. Gonna head up to the rooftop. Probably read my book, hang out for a little bit. Well, as expected, I have not been filming very much. I've just been meeting so many awesome people at the hostel, and we've been out exploring, eating all kinds of food, and just having a great time. And just when I'm meeting people, I just tend to not pull out the camera much. So I figured it was time for a quick check-in here, night number 2 in Manila. Had a great day today. Walked a lot, ate a lot. I even hit the gym today, which was kind of a goal of mine during this trip, to hit the gym 2 or 3 times a week, to have some sort of routine while traveling and just try to get back in some better shape while traveling, because these last few months, last year of my life have not been the healthiest. So some working out would do me good. Having a great time here in the Philippines so far. People are wonderful. Stuff is so affordable. The food is so delicious. And very excited for what the next weeks and months hold. So that's it for tonight. I'm gonna head back in the hostel up there and get to bed. It's about 10:30 right now. Well, since no one's in the dorm right now, because I'm the first one going to bed, figured I'd give you a quick look. Really simple, basic dorm. 2 bunks, 2 bunks, 2 bunks, 2 bunks. That's mine. They got AC here, which is lovely, because in Central America that was not common to have. So I've heard most places in Southeast Asia have air conditioning, which is wonderful. There's my stuff, and yeah, this is the Limelight Hostel in all its glory. All right, I'm headed out on a little solo adventure today here in Manila. Making my way to the train station. Gonna jump on a train to the Central Terminal, which is near this area called the Intramuros, which is like an old Spanish fort area, I believe. There's Fort Santiago and some museums and like just a bunch of old Spanish architecture there. It's also nearby Manila's Chinatown, so just headed over that way to do a little bit of exploring, sightseeing. Gonna try to eat some good food there and see what all we can find along the way. But Gotta walk about 12 more minutes to the train station, and then not sure how long the train is to get there. And then, yeah, I'll check in along the way. Only like a quick 10-minute ride on the train, and here we are at the Central Terminal. Alright, just heading out from the National Museum of Anthropology. You can see that behind me there. Across the way is the National Museum of Natural History. It was interesting to walk around for a bit, a lot of interesting exhibits and artifacts, but I don't have a whole lot of time to spend in this area. It's about 1 o'clock and I've got some stuff I'm trying to catch up with at the hostel later, so I'm gonna make my way to Fort Santiago, I think. Again, I don't know much about the whole Intramuros area, or however you properly pronounce it. Just gonna kind of head more in that way and see what I can find, and then afterward I want to make my way to Chinatown because I'm getting kind of hungry. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Got myself a little ice cream. This is definitely what I needed. It's pretty hot out here today. I'm not sure what's going on exactly at this old church and chapel here. I think there might be like a wedding or something going on inside because people in very fancy outfits keep showing up and they seem to be the only ones allowed in right now. So, not entirely sure, but I'm thinking a wedding or something of that sort. Made it to Fort Santiago, just walking around, looking at some of the ruins a bit. In the middle, they have this beautiful like garden grounds here, surrounded by all the ruins here at Fort Santiago. Gonna hang out here for a little bit and explore. It's 75 pesos entrance fee to get in here. But yeah, I'll try to film a few things here and there, and then just continue along. I am here in Chinatown. It is pretty chaotic as expected. I went to this mall for a bit, walked around there. Didn't really film because it wouldn't have been that exciting to film, but I'm headed to go get some dumplings right now. I found a spot on the maps that looks pretty fire, so we're gonna go give that a go. Not sure how long I'm gonna hang out here. I'm starting to get a little bit tired, to be honest, because it still is my second day trying to adjust to like the 16-hour time zone change and all of that. So let's get some food, see how we're feeling then. Probably heading back to the hostel soon, but we are here in Chinatown. Pork dumplings have been secured now. Just gotta go try to find somewhere to eat them because it's quite busy. I'm not sure where I'm gonna sit down to eat these, but I'm very excited for them. It's so crazy. The wiring here is wild, especially here in Chinatown. It's some of the craziest. I mean, compared to what we're used to in the States, it's just pretty crazy. All right, I found this little spot on the sidewalk. There's a bunch of cars parked here, so there's no one sitting here, and I'm going to enjoy my pork dumplings. I'm quite hungry, haven't eaten a whole lot today, and it is 3 o'clock, so I'm gonna dig in. There it is there, nice little tray of dumplings and some soy sauce or maybe vinegar sauce, something to go with it. So let's just dig in. It was 200 pesos for 14 pieces, so the most expensive food I've had so far, that's about $3 and I don't know, maybe $3.25 maybe. But most of the other food I've been having, local Filipino food, has been like $1.50 or less. This is definitely more expensive, but you gotta switch it up once in a while, and it's just hitting the spot right now, so definitely not mad at it. The one thing I'm kind of worried about is it's now 3:15, so I'm kind of nearing the beginning of rush hour, and I heard that the Central Terminal train station is a madhouse during that time, that you just have to wait and get shoved on trains when you can. So I don't know, I think when I finish this, I need to start heading that way because I don't really want to be stuck at the train station for like an hour trying to get a ride, but I don't know, guess we'll see. I need to eat this and then start walking that way. This is like the main center part of Chinatown here. They're obviously setting up for an event here, lighting of the Prosperity Tree on January 24th, which is today, I guess. So, I guess that's happening today in a little while, but I still think I need to get back to the hostel because I just really don't want to deal with that train during peak rush hour. So I've got about a 15-20 minute walk to get there, I think. Hopefully as quick as possible, but we're just gonna have to see how long it takes. As you can see behind me there, the grand entrance to Chinatown, which I'm now leaving. It's at the base of this bridge here, crossing a river or some sort of body of water. I think it's a river, but yeah, it's kind of cool entrance there. You certainly know you're entering Chinatown, and I certainly found some great dumplings there. Highly recommend that little dumpling joint that I went to. I didn't spend as much time as I had kind of intended to, like exploring Chinatown, but the day kind of got away from me. I don't know, time was flying. So got to make my way back to the terminal and check back in when I can.
Next station ay Pedro Hill Station. Next station, Pedro Hill Station.
All right, successful transport, made it off the train, no problem, and it really wasn't that busy. Thankfully, I missed the rush. I guess the peak rush is right about 5 o'clock. Met this nice local guy on there. He's a nurse on cruise ships, so he's been traveling around Alaska and stuff, which is awesome for me since, you know, we can talk about that because that's home for me. But yeah, just making my like 12-minute walk back to the hostel now. I'm so glad I missed the rush because he was even saying like had I gotten there a half hour later, it would have been a nightmare. So I would say it's been a successful day so far. Got to explore a couple areas, Intramuros, or I don't know how to say it. I keep forgetting what the name of it is. And for Santiago, Chinatown, had some good food, all that good stuff. So pretty successful day so far. It's still only 4:20 today, so still got plenty of daylight left. Not really sure what I'll get up to. Maybe just hang out at the hostel and try to figure out what I'm doing the next few days. If I'm gonna be staying here in Manila longer, or maybe jumping on a ferry down to Palawan, or not really sure yet. But so far so good. Let's make it back to the hostel, and yeah, that's it for now. Made it to the gym for a second time. I did not film it all the first time. I didn't film much this time, but here at Galvani's gym in Manila, and came with my boy Rody that I met at the hostel, and try to make this like a part of my routine while traveling. Want to hit the gym like 2-3 times a week, so it was great because he wanted to hit the gym. He'd already been here, had a gym buddy this week, and hopefully I can maintain this throughout my travels. But it was good, got a good little workout in.